Hey everyone, in this short video, I wanted to highlight something that smart investors know about NEO stock. So let's get right into it. So that thing that I'm talking about that smart investors know is that deliveries are slowing down for NEO. In the second quarter of 2023, NEO delivered 23,520 cars. Electric vehicles, I should say. In the second quarter of 2022, NEO delivered 25,059 cars. So year over year, that's about a 1,500 car decrease in the same comparable quarter. But the comparison gets worse. If you look at just June, the last month of the second quarter, NEO delivered 10,770 electric vehicles. That was compared to 12,961 in June of 2022. So the year over year comparison is getting worse, and NEO's deliveries are declining. Now I could show you the press releases where the data came from, and NEO's NEO delivered 12,961 vehicles in June of 2022. That was an increase of 60% year over year. So in this same quarter last year, NEO's deliveries increased by 60%. And so this year, that decreased, right? So instead of building on top of that growth, NEO kind of came backward. And I could show you that here. So in June, they delivered 10,707 vehicles in June of 2023. NEO decided to leave out from the press release the decrease in year over year. Notice that as well. Last year, since it was a very nice growth number, they wanted to highlight that. They wanted to share with you that they grew 60% year over year. This year, when they reported the June numbers of 10,707, since it was a decrease from last year, they chose not to share that with you, the investor. So the reason I point that out is not to specifically pick on NEO here, but just you as investors to be skeptical of management teams and companies that try to point you in the direction of what data to look at, what information to look at. When the information is good, they will highlight it to you. They will emphasize that information. When the information is not so great, some companies will choose to withhold that information. So, just something to keep an eye out for when you're evaluating companies to consider for your investment, because you've earned your money with challenges, with difficulty. You put your sweat and effort into earning your money. I don't want you to throw it away or to waste it on investments that may not be right for you. And I'm not saying NEO is not right for you. I'm just saying pay attention to these little tricks that management teams like to play on investors. So the reason why this is so important and why smart investors are paying attention here is because as the deliveries have came down, NEO's profitability has also dropped, right? What I have in the purple is NEO's gross profit, and their gross profit was much higher when they were delivering more vehicles, right? They're utilizing more of their capacity, and so that's creating greater gross profit. And if you have greater gross profit, what I have in the orange is the operating profit. And so your operating profit also is better when you have higher gross profit, and that's been dipping as well. So it's important for NEO to get back on track to reaccelerate growth because they're built for more deliveries, right? The company is planned for more deliveries, right? As deliveries increase, so will the profit margins, right? They have scale enough for at least 10 to 20% greater deliveries that will deliver greater operating profitability and gross profitability. And so it's been reflected in NEO's stock. If you look at NEO's forward price to sales ratio, that valuation has come down from a peak of over 3.6 around October of 2022 down to 1.3 most recently. Although the move has been higher in the last couple of months, the stock has been moving higher. So hopefully NEO can turn things around. I'm certainly rooting for the company. I think that the company has a great car design. I like the battery swapping technology instead of the battery charging technology. I think that removes a barrier of entry for car buyers to switch over to EVs. And so I'm really rooting for this company. Hopefully they can reaccelerate growth. Alright, but that's all I've got for this video on what smart investors know about NEO stock. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.